I've been using the Gweike G2 20 watt fiber laser for about a month now, and this is what I've found so far. Today we're focusing on the day-to-day use and also what I've found with working with the laser, and let's delve into it. We're going to be playing with metals, tumblers, stone and much more. Hi, my name is Kim. I run a business called Gweike Designs, and welcome to my channel. As for the specifications, it's a 1064 nanometer, which puts it in the infrared spectrum. My laser is a 20 watt, which is the lowest of the configuration. There is also a 30 watt and a 50 watt, but I wasn't where I could explain to the CFO, which would also be me, that I needed to upgrade and buy the strong one. Had I known what I know now, I totally wouldn't have done it. I'm just gonna take my booklet here because these are a lot of numbers. So 1064 nanometers, which puts it in the infrared spectrum, as compared to the old diode laser that I have over here, which is a totally different spectrum. So for me, that was a new technology. 150 by 150 millimeter working field. The precision is off the roof. It's a 0.001 millimeter. I found that it excels on metals like aluminum and stainless steel and brass, and it can also hit some plastics and some other stuff, but the metals is where I've really found it to be awesome. Of course, also slate. It can also achieve vivid coloring on stainless steel. Coming from a guy who actually nerded out quite a bit on the diode laser with the colorings, that's saying something. I'm impressed a lot. The specifications are one thing, the real performance is a totally other. The laser comes with the G-Laser software free of charge, which is, I'm not a big fan of it, but it is Lightburn compatible. You do need Lightburn Pro in order to run a galvo laser, and a galvo is a galvanometer, which is like a mechanism of small mirrors running around at crazy speeds, which is also why it's so fast. So you need the Lightburn Pro for that, which I have, so I'm using Lightburn. One of my main reasons for getting the G2 was its size and portability and weight. Compared to the older style of fiber lasers, which are like yay big and not portable at all, I'm actually able to buy a flight case with some foam padding and put this into there and take it along with me to certain events, should I want to do that. And what I do a lot is make paracord bracelets with steel plates on them, and from now on with this I'm actually able to pre-make a lot of bracelets in like size small, medium and size large, extra large, and then just not have the plate engraved beforehand. Then I'll be able to just take one up from a box and do a custom engraving on site in a matter of minutes and finish the bracelets after that and sell them. So that is gonna be a huge game changer for me. Alright, so that was the portability. Oh yeah, if you do decide to take your laser to some events and make stuff on the go, you really need to take into consideration to bring along the shielding. The shield will go there, and shield, which lies in the name, will shield your visitors from actually getting in harm's way of getting a freak laser beam shot into the eye and go blind, and then you have liability issues. So bring the shield if you take it along. The accessories, I bought both. I bought the whole package, to be honest. Let's start with the roller. This is the roller. As you can see, it's not very big. It's handy, it's sturdy. Working with the roller, and also the chuck for that matter, was a complete game changer for me, because I haven't really tried that. So there was a steep learning curve, but after having passed that learning curve, it's really fun. Luckily I had some sacrificial marks along the way. I've ruined 3 of these thermo marks, and that's okay. I can keep reusing them for a good matter of time. And it's not that costly, to be honest. Also, I've made like one of these for myself, small thermal coffee mug that I use out here in the workshop. Back to the roller. Once I had set it up correctly with the steps and the correct roller diameter and everything, it actually worked like a breeze. That was kind of awesome. I didn't really encounter any hiccups with it. It just performed exactly like I had hoped. Having never done the whole rotary engraving style thing before, I was kind of shocked at how slow it was. But I also do run a lot of detail, and I am running on blank stainless steel, so I need a slower line interval in order to make the lines black. I haven't tried one of the big tumblers, which I refer to as Karen cups, because that's what we call them over here, Karen cups. Had I done that, I might have run into some issues, because when I put the roller here on the plate and then factor in a Karen cup, then I guess my laser would have to be all the way up here, or I would have to build something below it. I have also seen that done. But as I said, I haven't done that. But if I were to burn off paint, it would probably be a whole lot faster. So take that into consideration, that I haven't done that. I've only been playing with stainless steel, and yeah, you'll see that in the video too. The chuck. Let's talk about the chuck, which is a whole different matter. The chuck I received from Gweike was actually faulty, and I have to say that figuring out that it was faulty, I started out with a great deal of disappointment of it just not working proper, and yeah, this wheel here wouldn't tighten. It would tighten on itself whenever I was using the little key, and so I went on the website, got in contact with customer service. They set up a WhatsApp chat with the engineers, who determined that it was faulty, and it didn't take all that long before they sent me a new one. And this one actually works. Great on Gweike to have such phenomenal customer service. Speaking about the chuck comes standard with 3 sets of pins, whereas the biggest ones are about 10 millimeters once it's screwed into the chuck. So I actually had a buddy of mine help me make some that are 20 millimeters here instead of the 10 millimeter. So this will actually help holding my thermal cups in place. This seems to work now. The whole chuck thing, it does seem kind of under-engineered. I have to say that. I'm honest here, and I'm not sponsored, so hey, I don't care. It does seem kind of under-engineered. Like, why aren't there any springs to help ease the whole process of making something? And this, well, let me show you. When I'm spinning this wheel here, this will make these claws go out or in. And let's say that now it's about to touch on the tumbler I'm engraving, thermocop, whatever. Then I put in this key here, and then it will actually lock on itself here. I think that's under engineering, and that's due to some wobble. This shouldn't be like that. So I can get over the point by wobbling here, and then it will perhaps give another ½ millimeter of go before it locks on itself again. So yeah, I've seen online that people are taking chucks from other brands and are cutting the wires and changing up to USB sticks so they can put it in the G2. And to me that feels sad, because Gweike, you made an amazing laser. The chuck is just, sorry to say, even with the functioning now, it's still only like, what, 2.5 stars out of 5, because there are still some issues. It will still throw my mugs, and the little pins are like, what am I going to use them for, like, ever? So do better, please do better. I would love to be able to buy a proper chuck with spring-loaded mechanisms, and that will actually not lock on itself when I try to tighten it. I know it's doable. You have engineers, fix it. and I'll buy it for sure. I will buy it. I want proper tools that works without any hassle. Make a proper chuck and I'll buy it. If not, I'm going to go online. I'm going to buy another chuck from another company, and you won't see those money. But the chuck works. It's fantastic to play with. It's an awesome experience, and yeah, moving on. The whole speed of the thing. I've been used to these small stainless steel plates here for the bracelets that I was talking about earlier. These would normally take me about 6 to 7 minutes to make in my diode laser over here. This is like 30 seconds maximum now. Unless I freak out and do a lot of complex layers and different frequencies, and oh yeah, I've been playing a lot. I figure out that by setting the line interval on a fill layer to 400, 0.0400 millimeters, which is like what, 0.04 millimeter anyway, and upping the frequency to 70 kilohertz or more, actually all the way up to 80, then I was actually able to make a clear white color, almost white, and then mark what I needed to be black. That will make an amazing contrast. I mean, this is so genius and awesome. So I'm very, very blown away with that. Also the colors. Now I've been able to play a bit with it, and also I did have some experience drawing from my old diode laser over here with playing with colors. And what I already knew and know is that the coloring depends on factors like temperature and also relative humidity. So what I've actually done is I've gone out and invested in a small like thermometer which shows the temperature and the humidity. And that's for a simple reason, because of course you have the temperature which controls how cold your the thing you're engraving or coloring on is, but you also have the humidity. So the more evaporation from your engraving subject, the more cooling will go on. So I'm gonna be investing in like a big piece of stainless steel, and I'm gonna be running tests over the next year. Like every time I see, oh, it's 1 or 2 degrees higher or lower, and I don't have these data yet, then I'll go and do a material test on that, in order for me to eventually end up with a temperature and humidity library that I will hang on my wall, and it'll be awesome, and I can really get some steady coloring work done. So I have to say I'm still blown away with the amazing colors that I was able to achieve. Like, I know from experience that red, unless you have a MOPA fiber laser, and this is not a MOPA, then coloring is like chasing ghosts or performing black magic or something like that. And red is one of the hardest colors to achieve, but I was actually able to make the Danish flag on a dog tag, and that says something to me, that I was actually able to get it so precisely done. That's a whole different ball game than just going happy-go-lucky and failing so many times. I won't be failing nearly as much with this one, so that's amazing. Right, moving on to details. I've been running a lot of cards, like we all know these black aluminum cards where you can engrave pictures on, and I have to say the level of detail on it is amazing. For some reason ImageArt stopped working for me. I don't have the paid version, but they keep insisting that I'm using a VPN or something, so they banned me from their site. So I'm stuck with the stock algorithms that are in Lightburn, but it's still awesome. This is amazing quality, and I'm really blown away. Also, again, with the speed, I was used to. I've been making a lot of business cards, of course, since I run a business. And I've been used to them taking 13 minutes in the diode laser because it has to travel back and forth a lot. And the best time I was able to get was 13 minutes, and then I would have to scrub off the burnt paint afterwards. This beast of a machine does it in like 40 seconds, I think it is. Yeah, about 40 seconds. And I don't have to scrape anything off, it's just blown off. So that is amazing. That is really, really a game changer, and I feel like I've gotten a golden ticket. So I've got a golden ticket with this machine, and I wish I had bought this so much sooner than I have. The crazy precision and detail and the miniature, like for example this very little heart that I'm holding up here. The letters on it are 1 millimeter, and I'm going to be cutting that in now so you can see the process, and it's just insane. The insane amount of details that I get in this machine is just mind-blowing. You won't believe it until you try it, actually. This little heart here, the letters on it are less than, they are about 1 millimeter high, and I'm not sure what that is in freedom units. And wait a second, I can actually, this one switches, hold on, my calipers does switch. So let's see, I lied there, 1.1 millimeter, which is 0.04 inch. So to me that is something. This level of detail, and also these, that I'm able to hit so many materials and everything, that's amazing. The one thing I can't really speak for yet, but then again a bit I can. I've been trying out making a depth map myself, and I'm an impatient person, so after like 1.5 hours I was like, yeah, there is something now, it works, yay, and then I just quit it there. But today I did receive these 40 millimeter challenge coins. I bought them on Amazon. They are from Marker, I think it's called, and I am kind of looking forward to playing around with the whole depth map thing. This is only a 20 watt, and this is one of the places where I wish I had gotten a more powerful one, but it is what it is, and it is able to do it. I have seen the proof, and I mean, so have you, albeit this is a very small one, but it is able to do it. And I was actually able to, as you can see here, now that I've bent my piece of brass, I've actually been able to cut through the whole thing. So that is also doable, but this is not the way to cut brass. And when it comes to making challenge coins, I have to say this is a thing, because a lot of my business is focused on me being in the armed forces and having a lot of customers in the armed forces and whatnot. So challenge coins do come up quite a bit as people asking if I'm able to do it, and now I am. But if it takes me 9 hours to make one side of challenge coin, or 9 hours total, then I don't think that would be very good of a deal for my customers if they have to pay me, because I have a principle. I've seen so many fires started with lasers, only diodes, but still I have a principle that I don't leave my shop unattended because of the risk. So if I have to sit out in my shop, in my cold workshop, and babysit my laser for 9 hours, then it's gonna cost. Anyways, in conclusion, I would say if you're considering pulling the trigger on the Gweike G2, and it doesn't matter if it's the 20 watt or the 30 watt or the 50 watt, I would say do it. Do it. Do it. Right. But also have in mind what are you going to use it for. You can't engrave on acrylic, like clear acrylic or anything like that. Then you need a CO2 laser. So be very mindful of what you're using it for. Also, and this is a common thing, if you ever are going to like test out a new material, then do yourself a favor and run a proper materials test. Like this is this material test is, are you actually able to see it there? Yeah, This is actually 3 materials tests, because I had to figure out where are the sweet spots when it comes to time. Because Gweike they did supply a manual which comes with parameter settings, and the parameter setting for slate coasters fill is 800 millimeters per second, 75% power, 30 kilohertz frequency, and 0.03 line spacing. Now, what I figured out by running this, I'm actually able to do 3000 millimeters per second instead of 800. And I'm able to run it all the way up to, I just stopped at 73.9% power. And the interval is 0.040. So that's quite an improvement. It's all about speed here, right? So I'm actually able to run it quite a bit faster by playing with the settings and figuring out that it can work faster than what I thought it could. Also, when it comes to materials like slate, this I clear coated half of the slate plate and ran the same picture 3 times here. So, final conclusion, I would say go for it. The price is so much lower than any other fiber in the price range, and there are some annoyances, let's be honest. It is cheap, but like my main issue is that I did get the electronic tower, and now I kind of wish that I didn't get the electronic tower but the manual. But if I hold the move up button here, then it'll lock on itself. You can see it going up, and it won't stop anytime soon. So now I've exceeded, I wanted to go to 0.7, no, I wanted to go 7 millimeters above my zero, so now I'm at 5 centimeters, which is 50 millimeters above. And the way to stop it is to kill the power, and then I can turn it back on and move down, and sometimes it will get stuck moving down also. So had I known this to be an issue, I would have gotten a manual one. But other than that, I'm so happy with it. Also, if you're considering buying one and this is your first fiber laser, please, and I cannot stress this enough, look into upgrading your vacuum system, your exhaust system, if you don't have a proper one yet. I upgraded mine to 3 times the speed, and I'm happy I did that, because all the material that I'm burning off, I saw a person posting, he had disappeared from one of the laser forums, and he had been running a lot of challenge coins without proper exhaust. So he had inhaled a lot of the brass dust, and he had gotten very, very sick and was actually close to dying from it. So take your health seriously. With that being said, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to actually just write in the comment field down below. I do try to answer whenever I see that someone has commented. And also, please leave a like and a subscription. That is what makes me take the time to do the videos. So, that being said, take care, have a great one. I'll see you in the next one.